Hello and howdy there. Yesterday I saw Looper for the second time, and I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really good. I will give it an 8. I saw this last week. I gave it an 8 then. I'll give it an 8 now. It's definitely a solid motion picture. It's so smart. It's ambitious. It's unique. It's original. It's well-paced, it's thoughtful, it's, true, it's just good, it's not great, I definitely don't think it's, timeless, but it's really good, and I, again, hope to see much more from, the writer and director, Rian Johnson. This is his third film. He's definitely a unique talent and a unique voice. He so far has made 3 very interesting films, and in an uncompromising way. He's definitely a singular voice. So I think that's important. I will support his work probably for the rest of his career. He always is doing something very interesting. So I would definitely recommend that you go see this film, especially in the theater. It's about time travel. There's the year is 2044. We're in Kansas, I believe. And I wonder if the city is Kansas City. I don't know. I'm not sure. I think it's pretty much Kansas in 2044. So in 2070 something, time travel has been invented and is illegal and only used by criminal corporations, criminal organizations, whatever, the bad people, and they send people back in time to basically get rid of bodies, get rid of the problems in 2070. So there's assassins waiting, like literally right then and there when they come back in time. These guys are called loopers. At some point, they eventually see themselves sent back. After 30 years, they have to kill themselves. This is the story of one of the loopers who has to kill himself. He doesn't really succeed in that at all. His future self, wants to eliminate a future crime lord who has made the city a living hell. And that's pretty much. I think I would be telling you too much if I went any further into it. Stars Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Emily Blunt, Bruce Willis, Jeff Daniels. Who else is in there? Paul Dano. I guess those are the biggies. Piper Perabo. I haven't seen her in forever. She's still looking beautiful. Really well directed, really well shot. I really liked the way that this future looked different. It was bright, and it was sunny. It looked hopeful. There was obviously some kind of war or this rising of the lower class. They called it the vagrant raids. They say vagrants a lot, and it's just they treat the have-nots as if they are, nothing. Something has happened there in the culture that has separated, the people. But it looks like we've beaten pollution and things like that. I don't know. It looked both like futuristic, but yet not futuristic in that Blade Runner, dark, apocalyptic way. I mean, there's obviously some troubles. All of the cars, I enjoyed that most of the cars, not all the cars, but most of the cars are like today's cars, like modified with tubes and stuff. I enjoyed that. I just enjoyed the vision of the future. It seemed, new to me, fresh. And the movie is definitely fresh. All the acting is really good. Some things bother me, and now I can't really even pick them out. Maybe I should have thought more before recording. But there were a couple times when, it just relied on that movie cliche, where it was striving and succeeded in being fresh and new. But then, like in some points, just it seemed to follow the old school, nothing new rule book. I won't go so far as to call them cliched, but it just like characters don't do the obvious thing, what they would most likely do. They just seem to go out of their way to perpetuate the story, which is, fine. It just, it seems to stand out more when the rest of the movie is so intelligent. All the acting is really good. Jeff Daniels is really good. I enjoyed him. Some of the faces I'd never seen before, I really enjoyed. Emily Blunt, her character, I don't know, doesn't have to do much. She just has to be like this protective mother figure, angry, protective. Her role is very, been there, done that. This overly protective mother, and maybe not overly protective, but just protective mother. I don't really know what to say about it, other than I just really enjoyed it. I didn't think it, it's not flawless. It has its flaws, but it's definitely better than most. I still thought a lot about, not a lot, but I still thought about Source Code and the film Primer while watching this. I thought that, he had definitely watched those movies while, in preparation for making this. I really enjoyed it. It was just subtle. It was like, subtle, like trying to be realistic with everything. And I really enjoyed how they established a set of rules and followed those rules. That makes that world, much more believable. Again, all the acting was really good, really well written. I didn't think it was like a roller coaster. It was more, kind of like a rocket ship, this perpetual motion machine that, you get in and, you're, boom, you just take off. You're into this story. You're just going. And it just keeps on going and going. It's just like, something that doesn't, exist, like a velocity machine, just sitting and rocketing in one direction, and you're waiting for the twists, you're waiting for the turns, you're waiting for the hills, you're waiting for the valleys, and it just keeps on going straight and going fast, and it's still fun, but I just prefer the roller coaster. I want my ups, I want my downs, I want to laugh, I want to cry, I want to be manipulated, and I just felt that this was just like, let's go, go, go. This story, I've got to tell it, you're going to listen to it, and you're going to sit there and you're going to like it. And you do. You sit there and you do like it. But again, I wish he kind of jerked me around more. I definitely wish I laughed more. But I was, again, thoroughly entertained. I thought the special effects were really good, subtle. Costume design is, again, just that natural progression. This isn't like, again, it's well into the future, but it's not, it's realistic. It's like time does crawl. We're not gonna have, hover cars in 40 years. So it's like honest. I think it tries to be real. I enjoyed it. I don't really know what else to say. I think I got all my thoughts in there. But definitely good, and I definitely think you should see it on the big screen. Definitely be worth your time. And I think even people who don't like science fiction, would like this movie, would enjoy this movie. So, I guess that's all I have to say about that. Yeah, okay. So that's Looper for the second time, and I'm standing by my 8. Thank you very much.